MWR quarters in full effect. Police coming straight from the underground. A young got it bad cause I'm brown.
What's up, and welcome back to the Coalition of Color. If you're new to our channel, we're all about uniting, educating, developing, and advancing the Black millennial. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, stick around. You might like what you see.
Huh? Huh? Yeah. Melon,
Oh no, back roll.
The coalition of color, my brother, rock your crown. I'm here to show you the power inside the color brown. Now's the time to open up your mind to what they tried to hide from the real royalty. Open up your chakra from your brain to your feet and really realize what's inside and believe. Got God on my side and I ride with a queen. As we travel on this journey, I'ma show you what I mean when you open up your eyes. When you know what your worth is, never no surprise. Spirit of the sun, navigating stars. Times are getting better when you feel them getting hard like.
All right, guys, if it wasn't already obvious, we are talking about, you guessed it, Ice Cube, right?
The original himself.
Listen, we all know by now the infamous meeting with Ice Cube and the Trump administration, right? And everybody had an opinion about it. I mean, there were tweets, there were videos, some people did interviews, Roland Martin specifically. Here's a little bit of that back and forth.
When they say you worked with them to develop the Platinum Plan, what does that actually mean?
Their plan is the Platinum Plan. My plan is the contract with Black America. So they have their Platinum Plan, and they saw things in the contract with Black America, you know, directly to Black Americans and not just to all minorities. They asked to speak with us. The Biden campaign basically said, you know, we love 85% of your plan, but we want to talk after the election. That's fine. I'm willing to talk after the election. I just think both sides of the aisle need to take this serious.
You haven't endorsed Donald Trump explicitly. I am just curious about how you meet those things and how you match those things.
Well, you know, I mean, both candidates, you know, have their record of what they've done to Black people. You know, right now we feel that somebody's going to be the president. I would love to work with both parties. Whoever becomes the president, I would definitely be pushing this program on them.
Okay, let's run down the facts. Ice Cube created a plan for Black America, right? Ding, one. Ice Cube decided, I've got to put this out there for both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, right? He did that. When he reached out to the Democratic Party, they said, we'll get back to you. What? When...
No, they met with him. Both parties. If we're giving the roses, both parties saw his plan and thought it was dope.
Right.
Enough to meet with him.
Right. Okay.
They both met.
Okay, so they both met. It's just the Democrats felt like they weren't empowered to do anything with it. And then the Republican side, they took it into consideration. They said they liked a lot of what Ice Cube was saying, and they put it into Trump's Platinum Plan for Black America. So if we're being honest, it's the way things transpired. I feel like that's what we should be doing.
Absolutely.
If Trump is gonna be elected for the next 4 years in this upcoming election, wouldn't it make sense for us to at least try to get something out of it?
Absolutely. The same way people are saying we didn't try to get anything out of Obama, you know what I'm saying? So like, if y'all hear our intro, you know, not the hook, but the intro, every single time we come on, we tell you we're trying to unite the Black community. And I know that you may be hearing our opinions on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis at this point, and it might not align with, especially if you're new to the channel and not a subscriber, it might not align with your views. But here, we're not looking bad about you or looking down on you for having another view.
Absolutely.
What Ice Cube did was said, Democrat aside, Republican aside, we're going for the advancement of people. You see what I'm saying? The ideology, the partisanship, you know, all of that, all of that's blockage, which is exactly what was happening when Obama was in office and couldn't get a lot of things done. But yes, he could have done more. I get that whole argument too. I have an argument for that, but that's not what we're here. What we're here for is the black community, our community, the ones that we are preaching to right now, are defaming Ice Cube. He's not a politician, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting it misconstrued. So because he doesn't have the education in politics, how could he possibly be able to go in and tell Trump something? How could he possibly be able to go in and tell Biden something? He's going in telling them more than you're telling them. More than we're telling them. I haven't had a meeting with Biden yet. I haven't had a meeting with Trump yet. We've reached out to politicians and they haven't even come done the channel yet. You know what I'm saying? If he has the ear and he's doing something for the betterment of our community, why is it so much argument and he's a sellout and he's a coon when we're shooting on a iPhone right now? Steve Jobs is white, Tim Cook is white. They don't care about us. They don't get, but they getting our money though. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube is doing something, so Trump don't care about us. But what can we get out of him?
Exactly, and not once did Ice Cube say he endorsed Trump.
Never.
This is not a Kanye comparison situation. Like, know the difference when you're hearing somebody advocating for the black community and not just being, as you call it, Uncle Tom. As much as I hate that concept because it's so false and just so incorrect if you knew your history, right?
So I mean, technically he is an Uncle Tom.
Technically he would be an Uncle Tom because that's a good thing.
He's not a Sam.
Right. He's not exactly. So just listen a little bit. Listen with a filtered ear when you're listening to all of these news channels put out information, because maybe the Republicans did take the message and run with it and release something. But we expect that.
It's an election year.
We expect that, which is another thing that people need to understand. Understand who the media that you watch supports.
Exactly.
Who they align themselves.
On it.
Yes, who they align themselves with, because it puts a slant on it, okay? ABC, CNN, these are all, MSNBC, these are all slanted to the left, to the Democrats. Fox 5, we know this is slanted to the right. Prager University, if you're watching on YouTube, that's slanted to the right. Okay, so just know where your message is coming from and understand and listen with a filtered ear, basically. You know what I mean? And figure out where in the middle is the truth, because it is in there. It's just everybody's got their opinion, and so do we. Like
and that's
Justin
okay
said.
to have your opinion.
It's completely
My
fine.
issue with the whole and I know we'll get to that later, but the whole Blexit thing and like the Candace Owens of the world and the Brandon Tatums of the world and all of them, it's just, you're so condescending. You're asking for black people to come on and support you, but if they don't have the same ideology, they're stupid.
You call them foolish, dumb, stupid.
You know, like, and
but
I know we do the same. Yeah, we do the same. Not we do the same thing, but that's what we're trying to make this point
for the
to
left
be
side,
said.
basically.
The Coalition of Color has the same ideology as Ice Cube right now. So big ups to you, because it's just about what's going to be better for our people. Remember when Trump first got into office and everybody had that big argument about Steve Harvey going to have the meeting with Trump?
To say about that meeting.
Invited here by both transition teams, Obama's transition team and Trump's transition team. And it was really a really cool meeting in the beginning. We talked a lot about golf and things like that, and people we knew and people in common. And then we got down to the crux of it. He's introduced me to Ben Carson, who's now the new head of housing for urban development. And we're going to team up and see if we can bring about some positive change in the inner cities. And he wants to do something. And he realizes that he needs some allies in that department. And he seemed really sincere about it.
So if that meeting would have actually been what it was supposed to be, and Steve Harvey was prepared, went in with, where everybody's calling the black agenda, or whatever the case may be, who knows? The last 4 years might have been a little bit different. That story was something different than this story. Ice Cube went in there with a plan, with something that actually got adopted. They didn't take all of it, but they adopted some of his policy into this platinum plan. My only contention with any of this is that it's being produced by Trump's administration, and I just don't believe that he's going to do anything that he says he's going to do.
That's what I was going to say.
That's my thing.
That's the only argument I have with this whole situation, and it's not an argument on Ice Cube. It's an argument for other black Americans that are like, oh, looky, he came up with $500 billion. My thing is, okay, yes, we can wait and see if Trump really does commit to this $500 billion money grant for black businesses and black entrepreneurs and all of this. But let's see.
what was the number you just quoted?
500
billion, right? That's the platinum plan. And there was a wall that was supposed to be built for 400 million.
And that was something Trump wanted from
But
jump.
he ran on it. A lot of people, but the wall is still like, yes, they're working on it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Mexico's not paying for it.
Remember
We're
some of it blew away at one point?
Panels from the border wall fell over in Mexicali during heavy winds. The panels fell onto trees on the Mexico side of the border. It's not clear if Mexico will pay for the clear-up.
So it's just like,
And don't forget that his people raised money for this, right? His people raised, what, millions of dollars, billions even? And where did that money go?
Right. So I just don't believe that. I feel like he's saying, I feel like he's doing the same thing that Democrats are doing. They're saying whatever needs to be said
to get the vote.
Yeah, to win the election. It's just
the difference is,
yeah, like I
my
just
view
don't trust Trump. And while 100% of the time he has not denounced white supremacy, he's done it enough for me. You know, it's
to
enough
be
to be a question. Yeah, to be a question in my mind. Is Biden that? Maybe, but I know as soon as he's asked about it, he breaks it down.
Deny it.
So just almost that simple fact, it's almost like which one's better for the community.
Yes.
Right? So I think Roland Martin had it like the best, or had the numbers the best. He said there was like 2 pages to the platinum plan, and then there's 22 pages, 24 pages.
There's a lot more
to the Biden plan, but all the platinum plan supporters are screaming about is, well, what is Biden gonna do? What is Biden gonna do? And then they're the main ones who saying you should read. Okay, so you glazed over your 2 pages, but nobody's looking at this 22.
Nobody's looking at Biden's
So maybe we'll do an episode
page.
about the 22 pages, you know. But I mean, come on, y'all. Like, our thing is not to divide us. Let's
Right.
come together.
Right.
Let's support Ice Cube.
Right.
Let's tell Ice Cube what can help Ice Cube's plan, since he's got the ear of both administrations right now. So at the end of the day, I feel like it could be really hard for somebody who's trying to do the right thing for the community to kind of like when Nick Cannon did the wrong thing. Then he got blasted for it, apologized for it, and then got blasted for apologizing. It's almost like when people are trying to do the right thing, especially when it pertains to our community. At what point in time do you expect this person to keep fighting for the community when part of the community is putting them down? So that's the thing. When we say unite, it's not that you have to unite with
we
a
all
thought
have to think the
process with
same
a
way.
feeling or anything like
Right.
that.
But
We need to
support.
unite for each other.
Support each other.
Absolutely.
Have each other's back.
I think Nick
Ice
Cannon is
Cube.
doing awesome work. I mean, while it's not necessarily political, you know, for the advancement of our people, for the unification of our people, they're doing awesome things.
Yeah, Amanda Seals.
Amanda Seals, big shouts to her.
Yeah.
I love how unapologetically black she is.
Yes, like there are a lot of us that are in
And
the
there's
public
a lot
eye.
that's behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot more behind the scenes.
but the thing is, we get to judging all of them. We
Yeah.
get to judging all of
Yeah.
them and don't even know what they're doing for us, you know? The thing is, have a conversation. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have a platform where if Jay-Z goes to talk to the NFL and y'all are like, that's shady, we can be like, Jay-Z, come tell the people, you know?
Right. So Ice Cube, you definitely have the support of the Coalition of Color. We are definitely behind anything that you're doing to further the black community in any way possible. If you like what you saw in this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you care. Ain't nothing else to say, but Malcolm, take us out.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
The black community. I'm gonna say it one more time. Glad we came up with an acronym. Did I crack something? Oh, okay. Dirt. You see it?
Oh.
Like, whatever. I said it already. It's redundant. I would take it out if I was editing, so never mind. Take this out. Whoever's doing the editing. What was this song? Vroom. Oh, why am I thinking vroom vroom? It's going down. Young Jock. That's right.
It was Young Jock, right?